Good evening and welcome to the Bedford High Gym for tonight's Division I girls basketball game between the Bedford Bulldogs taking on Alvirne here at the Bedford High Gym. Lauren Fox alongside Corey Munster-Tiger and the BCTV and WBNH crew as we have the Bedford Bulldogs, Corey, coming in off a tough loss to BG the other night. You and I saw it. Very talented BG team. But this Bedford team, decimated by injuries, managed to hang in with a 16-0 team. Probably so far the best team that they've seen.
Best team that both teams have actually played. Bedford lost a tough one earlier in the season to Portsmouth on a last-minute buzzer beater 2-point lay-in. This was a different story. Of course, as you mentioned, the Bulldogs were down some of their key players due to injury and sickness, and they really did scrap the whole night and really gave Bishop Girton a fight that night, Friday night, despite the loss.
Yeah, and if you missed that one, it was challenging from the standpoint of illness, injury, and then foul trouble. I thought one of us was going to have to suit up late in the game. Everybody had 4. If that thing had gone to overtime, it would have been a gigantic quandary for the Bulldogs. But taking on these Broncos of Alvirne tonight, they come in 8-8 so far on the season. So a team that's kind of in the middle of the pack against Bedford, which is right now sitting in the 3rd seed, 14-2. Those losses that we mentioned to Portsmouth as well as BG coming earlier in the season. And tonight, of course, senior night, so we're going to get started actually right on time, which is bizarre on senior night. You never see that happen. But for the Bulldogs, some seniors that they will miss going forward: Ava Dubois, Sydney Grogan, Anna Stavropoulos, and Olivia King. Those 4 have been core throughout the last several seasons. And when you look at Sydney Grogan and Ava Dubois, that's been a large part of the backcourt for some time. But you also look at how things have transitioned. Now you have some younger players who are ready to assume that mantle. And Lila Stein, Annie Zink has done a great job back there as well. So interesting to see how things change and how things will change next year. But for now, we're worried about what's going on with this existing Bulldog team.
I feel like you really set me up for that with the backcourt. It literally is a changing of the guard.
Guards,
plural. Yeah, sure, exactly. Appreciate that setup. We also do want to mention the 2 team managers, also both seniors, Sari Stein and Grace Crowder. Congratulations to them, as well as the 4 seniors of the players. We did have a little bit of a ceremony. Families were introduced at center court. We'll see some of that at halftime on the replay. But right now we're just getting starting lineups. And, of course, those starting lineups, particularly for the Bedford side, have been affected by the senior night. So Ava Dubois, Sydney Grogan, usual starters, but Anna Stavropoulos and Olivia King are inserted into the starting lineup this evening, along with Lana McCarthy.
Well, sometimes you look at a senior night lineup and you say this player hasn't really gotten significant minutes, but all 5 of them have gotten significant minutes during the season, or I should say 4 of the 5, the 5th one, Lana McCarthy. Your starting lineup for the Alvirne Broncos: at guard, Paige McKinley. She's a 5'6" senior. Julia Adams at guard as a freshman. Jamie O'Connor at guard, a senior, also 5'6". Ella Hartson, a forward, 5'10", and Lila Davis, another guard, a senior, 5'7". So the one thing that I didn't mention from any of those is a number 6, and that's going to make things tough as they go against these Bulldogs. And you mentioned that lineup: Ava Dubois, Sydney Grogan, Anna Stavropoulos, Olivia King, and Lana McCarthy taking the court right now. Lana, 6'4", and undoubtedly she will present some matchup challenges. We will stay with you for the playing of our nation's national anthem. our nation's national anthem. And the boys will be here Friday night, 7 o'clock. It is their senior night against Salem, so don't miss that one. Corey Munstertag will be on the play-by-play call of that one. I'm still not sure whether I'll be able to make it. So,
love to have you. I'm sure the big guy will fill in. Harry Kozlowski, as always, ready to assume the microphone.
Get on the microphone first so we can bust like a bubble. Yep. All righty, about to tip off here in the Bedford High Gym. The Bulldogs coming in 14-2, Alvirne coming in 8-8, and the Bulldogs have expanded their roster a little bit. September call-ups, if you will. We still have the unidentified number 14. We'll see if Henry Dubois can give us a little information on that, as well as Karina Kemeneni, who is also number 4 down the line for the Bulldogs. So not quite sure what to expect. Last year, I think, if memory serves correctly, Alvirne gave them a decent run for their money. The Bulldogs pulled away late, but over time, things tend to blend together a little bit, and the internet does not really help all that much. The NHIAA website just disappears year after year. McCarthy jumping center against Ella Hartson, 5'10" sophomore forward. She wins the tip, and Sydney Grogan across the timeline evaluating her options, wearing a knee brace on that left knee.
Alvirne comes out in a 3-2 zone defense, giving the Bulldogs a little bit of a different look. Lana McCarthy right there at the foul line. It's a good spot for her as Anna Stav buries the baseline jumper.
Very comfortable shot. We've seen her make a few of those this season. Now over to the far side, Alvirne. O'Connor with it, down into the corner, back to O'Connor. Swings it across to McKinley. McKinley's 3 off the back iron. Olivia King the board, and Bedford back the other way. Grogan with a head of steam dribbling into the front court. Gets it off of O'Connor's shin, and it'll be Bedford ball after that kick. Grogan's still motoring up and down the court. Saw her on crutches the other night, so pleased to see the recovery. Thank you. Ball down low, McCarthy tried to swing it to get to King, nothing doing. Now back up top, Dubois looks to King. King in the key, gets it over to Grogan. Her little jumper, a little bit long. Looked good from here right off the bat, but not so much. And now back the other way, McKinley with it for Alvirne. Now down into the corner. Back to Hartson. Hartson over to the far side to McKinley. Shot short. McCarthy the rebound. And back the other way come the Bulldogs. King with it into the front court to Dubois. Grogan now up top. The Bulldogs on top 2-0. 6.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Ball down low to King. Now to McCarthy. A little reverse layup. Hanging on the back of the rim. That thing was about half a ball deep. And somehow it popped out regardless. Coming back the other way, Hartson thought about driving, then really thought better of it. I wouldn't want to drive on Lana McCarthy either. Possibly a travel, my broadcast partner says.
Little bunny hop there. Lila Davis took a little bit of a hop when she got that ball. Now McCarthy says, get out of my neighborhood.
Yep, she got a block on that one. King the rebound. And now back the other way, Grogan with it. Over to Dubois, the ball knocked away by O'Connor. And it will be Bedford ball over on the far side. 2-0 Bulldogs, just under the 6-minute mark here in the first.
Bulldogs have come out in a 2-3 defense. A little bit of an unusual look for them, but perhaps they feel like Alvirne doesn't have any outside shooters, so they're challenging from the outside. On the other side here, on the offensive side, you see the Bulldogs looking for those little soft spots in the zone. We're finding Anna Stav again along the baseline. Still a great jump shot. Misses this one, but she buried her first.
Lana doing a good job passing out of those double teams. That can make a big difference for Bedford. Everybody else starts hitting shots. Paige McKinley with it, dribbles left, now a crossover, trying to get past Anna, can't. Now Hartson's left-hand shot is good. Little lefty underhanded shot, nicely executed. Now the ball back up top to McCarthy, gets it to Grogan. Grogan dribbling right to the corner to Stavropoulos, looks to King, back to Grogan, to Dubois, thought about a 3, then let it fly. Nothing doing. Stavropoulos keeps it live. Grogan picks it up, misses the shot. King gets the rebound. And Bedford getting a nice long possession on this one. McCarthy way out, looking to back her defender down. Calling for the ball up top.
Coach Gibbs is balancing his offensive firepower here again with this starting lineup. Really the only two that look at the basket frequently are Anna Stavropoulos and of course Lana McCarthy down low. Turnover here by the Bulldogs.
Shot missed by Alvirne. Dubois the rebound, coming back the other way. Ava dribbling with the left, fouled by Paige McKinley, the first whistle of the game. Tied 2-2, 4:34 left here in the first.
Well, we've had 4 points scored in almost half of a quarter.
Weird. Unusual, really.
Yeah, quite unusual, especially for these prolific offenses. We've seen a lot from the Bulldogs. They're regularly in the 60s and 70s during the game. So
King down low to McCarthy. She gets a shot from inside the paint on the far side. Is fouled. Will go to the line and try to complete a three-point play.
Julie Adams picks up the personal foul. Second team foul for Alvirne.
First one from Alana, or the only one, I should say. The and one misses long, and now back the other way, McKinley. Ball off of King's shin, out of bounds. It will be Alvirne ball. Bedford on top, 4-2, 4:15 left here in the first.
Coach Gerginis is going to get a timeout here for the Broncos, as he's going to get an inbound on the offensive side of the court. Wants to try to draw up a play, get a little after timeout play going.
His Charge is playing some good D, and he's got a little bit of momentum from their defense, so he doesn't want to lose that. BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access at your fingertips than ever before. Bedford Community Television is available for free download on Apple iOS and Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today. I think I could probably do these in my sleep now. We did mention boys basketball Friday night against Salem, 7 p.m. senior night, and then NHIAA playoff coverage begins Tuesday, February 28th. Catch those games on Comcast Channel 23, HD 1072, Bedford 1051, or bedfordtv.com. And check out BCTV social media and the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all upcoming games.
We'll definitely see how the seedings for playoffs will shake out all this week. These two remaining games could have some impact.
We're going to do brackets. little NHIAA D1 pool.
I'm not sure we'll get many other participants than me and you.
Nick would do it, Henry. Ron King would be in. I mean, the only problem would be we'd all be picking the same team to win it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Alvirne to inbound. O'Connor looking for a human being, found one. Julia Adams now kicked back down low to Adams. And Alvirne swinging the ball around. Deep three taken, missed. McCarthy the rebound. Bedford will go back the other way. Dubois dribbling left, crosses the timeline with a stutter step. Bedford in their home whites, black numbers, red trim. Ball kicked far side to Anna Stavropoulos. Finds Ava outside the three-point line, back to Grogan. Now to Anna Stav into the paint. Her left arm was grabbed, and Anna will go to the line and shoot two.
That's like we said, the little soft spot in the zone there. The 3-2 is going to open up that foul lane, or the just inside the foul line. And that's exactly where Anna caught that ball, turned, presented a solid offensive threat, and got fouled on the way to the hoop.
Misses that one short. She'll try to make the second. For Alvirne, they're dressed as Portsmouth, wearing maroon with gold numbers, black trim. Wonder what happens when they play each other.
Well, I mean,
one's
maroon and
home.
white, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Come on, man.
We were talking about this at the dinner table the other night. Portsmouth's baseball uniforms are stylish. The pants were even maroon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's solid. It's old school, like 70s old school.
Now, do they go long pants and high socks? Which one?
It depends on the player. That shot high off the glass is made by Julia Adams. She's got three. We're now tied 5 apiece. 3:20 left here in the first.
I thought that was Lila Davis, 21.
You may very well be right. It was Lila Davis.
Yeah. All right, so now they're protecting that foul line area a little bit more as Hartson is sinking in from that top center position, trying to keep Lana McCarthy out of that scoring position. We're going to get a jump ball here, and the possession arrow favors the Broncos.
Good job, Anna Stavropoulos, really fighting for that loose ball. It looked like she was going to come up with it for a second. Couldn't. But at the very least, you make Alvirne flip the arrow. 3 minutes left here in the first, tied 5-5. The Broncos of Alvirne cross the timeline. Hartson with it, now over to the far side. O'Connor, three, no good. McCarthy the rebound. And back the other way come the Bulldogs. McCarthy leading the break. Stavropoulos over, far side, Dubois. Now back to Lana up top. Deep three is good. That was a 2, they say. We should give her the 3rd one for the effort.
Showing some range there.
Nice, feathery. 7-5, Bedford leads. Baseball pass over to the near side from Davis to Hartson. O'Connor now with it. Shot deep 3 off the front iron. Stein fights for the rebound, can't get it. And now it'll be Stein with her hands in the cookie jar getting called for a foul.
You know, as that three-pointer went up, I thought, geez, Alvirne has no offensive rebounders under the basket. They were playing a 5 wide against this 2-3 zone, and then sure enough, they come up with the offensive rebound.
Inbound pass.
Whoops.
And Ava Dubois tussling with Julia Adams for it, but got that second arm around, and that's always going to get you a foul, even if the referee is me.
Second team foul.
I don't think foul should be called. Inbounded to Hartson. Hartson dribbling right, trying to get around McCarthy to the corner to O'Connor. O'Connor, stutter step, now dribbles baseline over to the near side and off the hands of Julia Adams. She tried to save it and saved it off her own ankle. Dubois winds up with it for Bedford. Back the other way, Bulldogs on top 7-5. Ball swung to Ava on the far side, looks down low to McCarthy, kicks to King on the baseline. Shot long, Stavropoulos the rebound. To Lila Stein outside the 3, back to Anna. And now Lila will slow things down a little bit. Ball into the paint to King. Great pass. And she makes the 2, does Olivia King, gives the Bulldogs a 9-5 lead. Minute and a half left here in the first.
That's that quick ball movement. Anna Stavropoulos caught it on the baseline. A quick bounce pass right into the middle to Olivia King, and King was able to finish. But that quick ball movement gets the defense off guard.
McKinley over to the far side, O'Connor. Deep 3, O'Connor. Again off the glass, high off the glass. She gets a bucket, 9-8 Bedford. A minute and 7 left. Ava Dubois got the pass in the near corner and stutter step before she took off and got whistled for the travel. 1:07 remains in the first. The Bulldogs of Bedford clinging to a 1-point lead. If you took the under on this game, you're looking like a pretty big winner.
What was it? Did you have a number on it?
No, I didn't. Not going in. Ball dribbled in. Hartson, shot blocked. Dubois, King the rebound.
Nothing on DraftKings tonight?
Nothing on DK, just ping pong in somebody's basement. Ball to McCarthy up top. Now to Dubois, dribbling right hand. Looks to Anna down in the corner. Anna thought about a 3, then thought better of it. Far side, Stein. Grogan came out of the game in lieu of Stein. About a half a minute left. Bulldogs on top 1. McCarthy into the paint. Literally shed her defender and then made a shot high off the glass. Lana's got 6. Bulldogs lead 11-8.
It's just too big and strong for that. A little bit of an acting job trying to draw the offensive foul.
Yes, yes.
Officials were onto it.
Anna Stav, great job on D. Gets it to Ava. Ava leading the break, dribbles into the paint. High left off the glass, no good. King the rebound. Left hand grab, misses the shot, gets another rebound. Now it's Stein, a little jumper from the baseline is good for Lila. Big bucket right at the buzzer, and the Bulldogs get bonus points. Couple second chance shots, and Lila Stein closes out the period with a bucket right there. Player conspicuous by her absence in the first, of course, it being senior night, Kate Allard.
Yeah, but it was great to see Olivia King in there playing the full quarter, actually getting some great offensive rebounds, had 2 points on that little floater in the lane, bounced it all around the rim and got it to fall. So, and then right there late, got 2 offensive rebounds and the assist to Lila Stein on the buzzer beater, ending the first quarter.
Olivia King certainly has it as far as tenacity goes. We've seen that in the minutes that she's been able to play this year, and she does a good job creating space with her body. You never know when that's going to come up in the playoffs, and they're going to need somebody down low, and she could certainly fill the bill. For the Bulldogs, Lana McCarthy with 6 leading the way. Anna Stavropoulos 3, and Olivia King, Lila Stein a pair apiece. For Alvirne, they scored 8 points in the first. 6 of those coming on 2 3-pointers. Jamie O'Connor, Lila Davis, and Ella Hartson rounding things out with a 2. Easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Go to I'm going to try that again.
I think there are 3 W's there.
Yeah, we don't need the first www anyway. wbnh.bedfordnh.org for the stream link. Also stream on TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Just tell Alexa to play Bedford 105.1.
Apparently you can't do them in your sleep.
Yeah, I always leave out that first www because it's not necessary.
Yeah, right. Don't they all start dub, dub, dub?
Yep. You don't need it, though.
There you
It's
go.
2023. Ball down low, and the aforementioned Kate Allard gets a bucket.
She's in for 13 seconds and gets 2 points.
Bedford got a little bit younger. No seniors on the court now. It is unsenior quarter. Deep three by Alvirne, no good. Rebound, Stein loses the ball. McCarthy picks it up now, back to Stein to Annie Zink. Zink one dribble, looking over the far side to Devlin McDonald. Now nice entry pass to Lana, and then Stein with a deep three is good.
Beautiful.
And the Bulldogs
inside
now
out.
lead 18-8, 10-point margin, biggest in the game.
Love that inside-outside game right there. As they got it down to Lana McCarthy, she kicked it right back out to the wide-open Lila Stein, buried the three.
Deep three, Julia Adams misses. Devlin McDonald the rebound. Bedford coming back the other way. It'll be Annie Zink with it over the near side to Lila Stein. Looking down low, Lana McCarthy passes out of the double team to McCarthy. And Gibbs doesn't like what he sees, loudly calling for a timeout. I think the guy with the whistle in his mouth was the only one that didn't hear it.
My gosh.
Yeah. I've heard people be more quiet when somebody faints.
I mean, I got these headsets on, and I could hear him plain as day.
I think our listeners
three
heard
distinct times.
I actually think people from Goffstown might have heard it and are calling timeout wherever they may be. So, anyway,
Yeah. All right.
the
Well,
right guy heard it.
Apparently, Coach Gibbs wanted the timeout, and he finally got it. 6:42 to go in the first half, and a 10-point lead.
So for the Bulldogs, we did have some wholesale changes in there. Annie Zink into the ballgame, Lila Stein, Kate Allard, Devlin McDonald, and Lana McCarthy, the only starter to remain in the game. Interesting to see these different lineups and how sort of the complexion of the game can change when the players change. The Bulldogs don't have a deep roster, and I feel like we've seen, at this point, you and I have seen just about every imaginable combination. Possibly the only one we hadn't seen was the one we saw at the beginning of the game.
Well,
The
and you
four
s-
seniors and Lana.
You see that each player's strengths and weaknesses come out here, too, as far as outside shooting, inside presence, defense. All kinds of different aspects come out when you have these different combinations. And Coach Gibbs is going to continue to fine-tune as he gets ready for next week's first-round playoffs.
Bulldogs on top, 18-8. 6:40 remain here in the first half. McCarthy with it, far side, back to Stein. Now back to the corner to Lana, two-pointer. She was on the line. Allard the rebound, misses, and coming back the other way, Julia Adams for Alvirne. Adams looks up top, finds McKinley. A three from her is long. Not a whole lot of arc under that one. Lila Davis dribbles left, turns around. Now coming back the other way is Alvirne. Alexis Floyd, new to the game for the Broncos. Now Hartson dribbles into the paint, kicks to the baseline to McKinley. And the shot missed there. Allard the rebound, and she definitely moves into the front court, gets it to Lana McCarthy down low, and Lana, nice baseline move, gets the bucket. She's got 8. The Bulldogs lead by 12, 20-8. 5:47 left here in the first half.
Good strong move right into the middle by Lana McCarthy, putting the ball on the ground, making space for herself, and finishing strong with that right hand.
McKinley to Floyd, now to Davis. Davis dribbling right, gets it back to Adams. Adams, Hartson. Hartson, far side, Floyd. Now to McKinley. Over the top to Hartson, a skip pass, and now Adams' jumper is off the back iron. McDonald the rebound, Bedford back the other way.
It's an interesting defense the Bulldogs are playing. It looks like a 2-3, but it's more of a matchup zone as they're rotating around quickly, getting hands and faces. Now Allard for 3 and buries it.
Bang. She's got 5, does Kate, and the Bulldogs lead it 23-8. They led 9-8, so they're on a 14-0 run.
Getting into the flow of things here.
Floyd, deep 3, misses everything. McKinley trying for the rebound, can't get it, tried to save it. Thought she had a teammate there, and then she did, but somebody had vacated that space. Lana McCarthy out. Olivia King back. So a senior for senior there. I feel like Gibbs is trying to solve a logic puzzle. Can he have a senior on the floor at all times?
Probably shouldn't be too hard with 4 of them on his roster tonight.
Absolutely.
As well as the 2 managers. They hopefully don't go on the floor, though.
Zink down low to Allard. And little fadeaway in the paint is good. Kate's got 7. The Bulldogs lead 25-8.
Kate Allard is making up for lost time as she sat that entire first quarter on senior night. Now she has 7 quick points. And Lila Stein, great steal and finish. She also has 7.
Lila fighting for that 50-50 ball. Did some damage on that. Great left-handed layup as well. Another steal from Lila. Fighting with Davis for it. Somehow comes up with the ball, knocks it to Devlin on the floor, gets it to King in the paint. It's good. Olivia King a bucket, and the Bulldogs lead 29-8 on a 20-0 run.
Excellent vision by Devlin McDonald right there. Caught it right in the lane, looked down, saw King right under the basket. Great dish, great hoop.
Bulldogs led 16-8 after 1, now lead 29-8 about midway through the second. So for Alvirne, they were playing tough early on. They were certainly matching up against the Bulldogs pretty well, but the speed of the Bulldogs has been seemingly more difficult for them to deal with than the size of the Bulldogs.
So speed, size, definitely. Of course, you need to attribute that to an unusual starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Maybe they're not as frequently playing together in that combination of players. So, you know, a couple factors to start out the game, but the Bulldogs have certainly found their groove now as they've bounced out to a 21-point lead with just under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Not what you'd expect to see them rolling off to a 20-0 run. Looking for where you can find Bedford Bulldogs games? BCTV is a proud member of the New Hampshire Coalition for Community Media, which offers a New Hampshire high school sports broadcast schedule listing games from all across the state. Find Bedford Bulldogs game coverage and more at nhccm.org/network.
Slash.
Into the front court, Rachel Allard for Alvirne. Now Macklin with it. Alvirne wholesale changes. Floyd a crossover dribble. Back to Allard.
There you go.
Ball stolen there. Devlin McDonald with it. Now she's on the break. Devlin finds Lila Stein. Great bounce pass by Devlin. Great court vision. Stein gets another bucket. 9 for Stein, and the Bulldogs.
I was waiting for it.
It always happens. 8 for Kate, 9 for Stein. Attempted entry pass there by Floyd, and that was all null and void, and blocked there by Allard. You like that?
A great example of Devlin McDonald's court vision again. 2 brilliant assists in a row.
Adams.
First to Olivia King, and then that second right there to Lila Stein.
Allard's left-hand shot, no good. She's fouled there by Sydney Grogan. And they will say that indeed that one was in the act. So she will go to the line and shoot 2.
Lila Stein picking up her second personal, 3rd on the team.
Free throw missed. Bedford leads 31-8. They're on a 22-0 run, are the Bulldogs. And if you had asked me about 10 minutes ago if I thought this would have been the score at this point, I would have told you no. Surprising.
However, when we started the game, you might have said yes.
I would have said yes. That second free throw missed. King the rebound to Grogan. Grogan into the front court to Dubois. Ava evaluates her options, finds Grogan. Now Sydney dribbles into the paint. And a beautiful layup from Sydney Grogan with the right hand is good. And the Bulldogs lead 33-8, 2:51 left here in half number 1.
Wonderful to see Grogan back out on the court. That was one of the injured players this past Friday. There's some concern about a knee injury, but she's back out there and seems to be moving quite well on that left knee.
Oh, to be young and heal quickly. Hartson misses a 3 for Alvirne. Bedford gets the rebound back the other way. The Bulldogs in the offensive end.
Ooh.
Ava Dubois tried a shot. I would miss a shot like that too if somebody was grabbing onto my arms.
That's exactly my thought. She was getting mugged down there.
Yes.
Arm was being held and tried to get it up lefty and still couldn't get it up.
That one was also being held. I'm sure Henry has some good pictures of that. Send it for the stills like it's a crime scene. Bulldogs on top 33-8. Grogan dumps it in down low to King. Turnaround is good from Olivia.
I love it.
She's got 6. The Bulldogs lead 35-8, 26-0 run.
Little fake to her right shoulder, went back to her left, her strong hand, and bounced it off the glass, got it to fall. 6 points for King now.
Wimmer tried to kick it over to Allard on the far side. Now Davis back to Allard. That's Allard for Alvirne, not Bedford's Allard.
Rachel Allard.
Rachel Allard, yes. Now Lila Davis guarded by Grogan. Tried to get it to O'Connor. O'Connor fumbles it. Dawn Wimmer back up top to Rachel Allard. Bedford on top 35-8, dribbling at the left. O'Connor shot, rattles around, no good. King the rebound. Grogan back the other way to Allard. Kate Allard. Bond, James Bond.
Ooh, little dish.
Good dish from Kate. And Alvirne somehow manages to keep it alive after King misses the shot. 1:24 left here in the first half. The Bulldogs on top 35-8. Shot missed. Kate Allard gets the rebound. We may have to do that at some point. She has a sister in 8th grade who's pretty good at basketball too. And now a little floater from Kate is good. And Kate's got 9.
Crossover dribble to the left, charged down the lane, just inside the foul line, and got the floater to go, as you would say, feathery.
Feathery. I already used that today.
Feathery.
Can't use it again. Ball down into the corner. O'Connor, left-handed jumper, no good. Rebound taken there. Anna Stav dribbling across the timeline. Taking her time. Now to Dubois up top. 37-8 Bedford, about 40 seconds left here in the first. And Ava went in, charging for a layup. I would say on that one, I would have been less likely to call the shooting foul than on the previous one, but regardless, Dubois will go to the line and shoot 2.
Fouls on Jamie O'Connor, her first, 4th on the team. No fear of bonus for either team, as we only have 41 seconds left on the clock.
We're just gonna have a deluge of fouls now, just because of you.
Just to prove me wrong.
You just did that. Ava's first free throw. Rattles around, drops in. She's got 1. Bulldogs lead 38-8.
Yeah, quite a difference from quarter to quarter, as I think the Bulldogs only had 13 points in that first quarter.
The quick math I had 16, but
okay.
I've been wrong before, many times. Probably today a few times. Now, deep 3 taken there, missed by Davis. Rebound, King, back the other way, Bedford. Grogan into the front court.
Dish.
Stavropoulos back to Grogan on the give and go. And Sydney gets the bucket. Bedford leads 41-8, a 32-0 run. Deep 3 taken there. Allard the rebound off the air ball. Kate back the other way to Ava Dubois on the fast break. Ava gets the bucket. She's got 4. And Bedford now leads 43-8. Back the other way is Alvirne dribbling into the front court. Kick to Wimmer. She might have gotten away with a travel. And I am mistaken. It was Chrisman with a little hook shot that's no good to close things out for Alvirne here in the second quarter. If I was ever going to make a statement like that quarter was all Bedford, it would be now. So the second quarter was all Bedford. I had 27-0 in the third. Harry had 30-0 regardless. It's splitting hairs.
Either
Bedford
way.
at one point in the game was up 9-8. They're now up 43-8. This is, in any game that I've seen in person, you name it, this is the longest to nothing run I've ever seen.
Really?
34-0?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't think of ever seeing anything longer.
it's a bit of a run there. Good way to close it out. The
Yeah, for
Bulldogs,
real.
I think, honestly, were fueled by their defense. They got out with aggressive defense, causing shots to be thrown up in awkward situations from long distance as well, and then crashing the boards on the defensive side. So great job by the Bulldogs defense in that second quarter. Gets them into halftime with a 43-8 lead. We'll take a quick break as the Munchkins take the court here, and we'll rejoin you for second half action after a pause. Also, if you're watching this on replay, you will be able to see the senior night ceremonies at the beginning of tonight's game. A little bit out of order for us live, but on the replay, that's what you'll see here before the third quarter resumes.
High School for tonight's girls Division I basketball game between the Broncos of Alvirne High School and the Bulldogs of Bedford High School. Tonight is senior night at Bedford High School. Prior to tonight's game, we would like to recognize all the seniors taking part in tonight's contest. First, visiting seniors from Alvirne High School. Number 3, Alyssa Sharn. Number 5, Paige McKinley. Number 12, Jamie O'Connor. And number 21, senior captain Lyle Davis. Now let's welcome our Bedford seniors, starting off with senior manager Grace Crowder. Next up, please welcome number 2, senior captain Ava Du Bois. Please welcome captain number 11, Sydney Grogan. Number 21, Anna Stavropoulos.
Back here at the Bedford High Gym, Lauren Fox, Corey Munster-Tiger calling some Division I girls basketball. The Bedford Bulldogs hosting the Alvirne Broncos. We had a game earlier that was 9-8, right partway, almost at the end of the first quarter. And by the time we got to the end of the first half, your score is 43-8. Corey, as I said, I don't remember ever seeing a longer to nothing run. 34-0 the Bulldogs are on that run. Pretty crazy. They outscored Alvirne 30-0 in the second quarter.
Especially unusual in a situation like this when it was so close, nip and tuck all along that first quarter. Bulldogs came out with some tenacious defense,
Yep.
in
Jack
the
Black.
second quarter.
Yep.
There you go. I thought you would
Oh,
be
we always
there.
do that.
And then, on the offensive end, they started to find their groove too, hitting some outside shots, getting the ball inside, powering down low, getting out on some fast breaks as well. And what I really liked was the unselfishness that I saw. Several assists from bigs, from Devlin McDonald, 2 beautiful dishes down low. Out on the break, Kate Allard could have been a little bit more offensive oriented, but dished it across the lane to Lila Stein on a beautiful lay-in. So what I really liked was that unselfish nature of play in that second quarter as well.
You just referenced a couple players who are very heady players, and Kate Allard, very smart on the court. You can tell if you watch her almost on an isolated camera, you can tell she's always in the right place, just about always in the right place. Same thing with Devlin, and Devlin doesn't get a ton of minutes, but she tends to get herself open, set herself up to make good shots, and when she doesn't have shots, she knows where her teammates are. So things that generally don't go noticed, but you just brought them up and absolutely worth mentioning. For the Bulldogs, their starting 5 will be slightly different than the starting 5 that started. 4 seniors, Dubois, Grogan, Stavropoulos, and King, joined by the sophomore Kate Allard. Bedford on top 43-8, 7:55 remains here in the third quarter. Grogan closely guarding her opponent. Now to Adams, shot up top, missed. Adams gets the rebound for Alvirne. O'Connor a 3 with the left, long, no good. And Grogan with it, Bedford back the other way.
The Broncos come out with their starting lineup as Sydney Grogan drives and gets the lay-in. 6 now for her.
Coast to coast, the Bulldogs lead by 37. 7:25 left here in the third. And you can almost see Alvirne playing a little tentatively. Allard affects the shot of O'Connor. Now the ball stolen there by Davis. She might have. I didn't see her hand get in on it, but never know. Lila Davis now to the corner to Hartson, trying to find her teammate O'Connor. Sydney Grogan breaks it up, takes it out of bounds with her. It'll be Bronco ball underneath.
Good hustle on the closeout there by Kate Allard too, getting out on that baseline, preventing the three-pointer. Forced the drive along that baseline, and the pass across the lane was tipped out of bounds by Grogan.
Lila Davis dribbles to the middle, wearing bright green shoes, to McKinley. McKinley up top, guarded by Grogan. And now Adams tried to set her a pick, instead went down low. And Bedford not really letting up on defense at all. Ball to McKinley in the near corner, to Davis, now to Adams. Adams to McKinley, presidents.
Are you doing the presidential traverse here, or are you calling a basketball game?
And Frank Gerginnis calls a timeout for Alvirne, and it will be their ball. 6:34 remains here in the third quarter. Looked like he just didn't really like what he was seeing. Not a whole lot of progress to the hoop. So trying to get somebody to do something.
The Bulldogs have switched into a man-to-man defense here to start the quarter, and of course that change in defense is going to change the requirements on offense. So Coach Gerginnis is going to talk that over with the Alvirne Broncos and maybe get some more cuts, maybe some backdoors, maybe a couple more picks on and off ball to get folks open for a shot here and there.
The officials came up to talk to us during halftime, and if you want to become an official, it's an easy call. Allows you to be a role model, demonstrating impartiality, fairness, and courage. If you want to learn more, you can go to NHIAA.org today.
It's a veteran transition right there. I like it.
I shortened the read. I thought I had more time. Thought it was a full. It was only a 30.
All sports there, they need officials. So if you have some knowledge, help people out. There you go.
There we go. Davis drives, makes the shot, ends the Bedford run, and she gets the and one. Go to the line with a chance to complete that three-point play. Alvirne 0 for 2 on free throws in the first half.
Davis, the senior captain, takes a couple of dribbles. A little too strong on the free throw. Offensive rebound down low by Adams, though.
Shot missed there. King the rebound. And back the other way goes Bedford.
Alvirne still in their 3-2 defense. So the Bulldogs will continue to probe that soft spot in the zone near the free throw line, right inside the paint there. See if they can get some cutters and find a few open J's. Allard here down low to King.
King, little left-handed shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound with Lila Davis. Couldn't come up with it, but it went off of Davis's hand and out of bounds. It'll be Bedford ball underneath.
King's holding her eye. She might have caught a flailing finger there, but seems to be okay. 45-10 is your score. Quick score update from the boys' game. They are at Alvirne this evening. It is 47-27. I don't have a time in the game. Looks like it's halftime there for them.
It's a lot of points in the first half.
Sure is. Bedford again, of course, trying to improve their seeding for playoffs. Only one loss on the season for the boys team. That, of course, early in the season to Nashua North.
Grace Wolf goes to check in for the Bulldogs, replacing King. Yeah, and it looks like King just took something in the right eye, probably a finger. Dubois into Grogan. Grogan drives into the paint, kicks back to Dubois on the baseline. Ava's jumper, a little bit long, no good. And O'Connor back the other way, guarded closely by Dubois. It looked like she knocked the ball out, but...
Right to Coach Gibbs. He's feeling a little meek there as he was almost participating in the play.
I thought I saw him pick it up. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
Bulldogs on top 45-10, 5:30 left here in the game. Or in the third quarter, I should say. Ball down low to Allard. Allard back to the corner to Wolf. Now to Grogan.
I'd love to see Allard take a nice power dribble right there, get her position, and then go up strong to the hoop.
Ball stolen from Wolf, taken there by O'Connor, dribbling quickly into the front court. Now to Davis. Davis dribbles with the right. Up and under shot, no good. Grogan the rebound. Bedford back the other way. Gets it to Dubois, who crosses the timeline. And tried to find Stavropoulos in the corner, but the ball off the shoe of Jamie O'Connor. It'll be Bedford ball over here on the side. Bulldogs on top 45-10. Quiet offense after that 27 or 30-0, I should say, second quarter. Bedford swings it into Allard, now to Grogan. Grogan dribbles in, tried to get it to Anna, but off of Anna's shin. Somehow gets rid of the ball to Wolf over on the far side. Shot from Wolf, misses, and Stavropoulos trying to keep it alive, but she was able to.
She was tipped out of bounds by Adams as Stavropoulos fought for that rebound.
Now Stavropoulos back to Grogan. Deep shot, Sydney, no good. O'Connor the rebound and trying to control it, finally does.
Ava Dubois stepped up right after that rebound to prevent any kind of transition. Nice job to slow things down.
McKinley's jumper from the far side, no good. Grogan the rebound to Wolf. Wolf into the front court to Allard. Allard looked down low for Stavropoulos off the foot of the Alvirne defender. Nothing called. Now back the other way. O'Connor dribbles. Stolen by Grogan underneath. Sydney fighting for the ball. Still has it. Somehow gets rid of it to Dubois. And now Ava tripped and winds up catching an elbow on the floor. And they say a foul called there on Julia Adams. That'll be her second. And
tough fall there by Dubois.
She went down, nothing to support her, just wore it right on the elbow.
Looks like Coach Gibbs might be sending some substitutions in her way now.
King and McCarthy waiting to come in. Ball into Allard, shot missed. Kate gets her own rebound, sends it high off the glass. That shot misses, and back the other way comes Alvirne. Bedford leading 45-10. 3.5 minutes left in the third. McKinley dribbles, ball stolen by Dubois. Stavropoulos comes up with it, and the ball stolen from her quickly. Right back the other way for Bedford, but that pass stolen. This is getting awfully sloppy. I don't even know where to start with this. Not even going to bother resetting.
Well, noticeable difference here as Alvirne is really pressing hard on any kind of missed shot or turnover. They're staying in the front court much longer, lingering and trying to get those outlet passes to get cheap, easy buckets. Not a bad strategy as they've turned over the Bulldogs a couple of times on careless outlet passes.
Alvirne's shot misses. Coach Gerginis calls a full timeout. And so Bedford will have the chance to make those substitutions.
Once again, a very slow scoring quarter, as we only have 2 points on the Bedford side and 2 points on the Broncos side.
I mean, would you believe that in the 8 minutes that concluded the first half, we had 30 points scored, all by Bedford, and now here we are, 5 minutes and 10 seconds into the third, and we've had 4 points scored by both teams. It's feast or famine.
Yeah, tale of 2 different styles, 2 different approaches to those quarters, and the defenses are locking down here in the third.
If you're enjoying the game, you can check out more BHS sports action from Bedford Community TV on your Apple TV and Roku. You can also watch on Amazon Fire TV via the Cablecast ScreenWeave app. Download the app to watch the next game live on the big screen. And you can hear our voices all throughout your house, or you can hit the mute button, whatever you prefer.
We do have a final score from Goffstown. Goffstown knocks off Pinkerton in the girls' game, 56-46. Boys score is in the fourth quarter. Trinity leads Winnicott 58-47. And at halftime, Nashua North leads Portsmouth by a deuce, 27-25. Scores around Division I basketball this evening.
Now's the time of the season you scoreboard watch a bit. 45-10, Bedford leads. 2:44 left here in quarter number 3. Adams with it, far side, now guarded by Dubois. Entry pass to Davis, nothing doing. McCarthy winds up with it. Stein into the front court to Ava. Back to Lila Stein. Yo-yoing up and down. Looks over to the near side to Wolf. Now to Stavropoulos, back to Wolf, down low, McCarthy. McCarthy dribbles with the left hand, lost it, picks it back up again. Tried to get a shot off, couldn't.
Wow.
Gets her own rebound, shot missed, and she is fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2, Alana McCarthy.
You know, oftentimes I think Alana McCarthy suffers the same thing that Shaquille O'Neal did, right?
Yes.
She's so big that fouls don't often get called. They often figure it didn't affect her all that much. She was still able to get the shot up and, at the basket. It must not have been a foul. She's getting whacked down there 2 and 3 times before a foul actually gets called. And in this case, to me, from here, it seemed like I saw at least 2 before they actually blew the whistle.
Yeah, it is nothing but strange when you watch it. That one rims in and out. McDonald the rebound, great pass to Wolf along the baseline. McCarthy kicks it back to Wolf over on the far side. Now down low to Lana, a little hook shot, no good. Gets it back, makes the shot there. And Lana gets her first basket here in the second half. And picked up another rebound as well.
First player into double digits, she has 10 now.
Ball near side, shot, Rachel Allard, no good. McDonald the rebound. And back the other way come the Bulldogs. Stein with it. Deep 3 from Lila.
Ooh.
Rattles around, no good. McDonald gets the rebound, fighting for it. Somehow keeps the ball alive. And winds up losing it, though, to Rachel Allard, who's pursued by Annie Zink. Great D by Zink. Now Lana fighting for the ball on the floor. And they will say jump ball down here on the left side of things. It'll be Bedford ball on the arrow. 1:22 left here in the third quarter. Bedford on top 47-10. Now the ball to Devlin in the corner. Back to Stein. Back to Devlin. Looks to Grace Wolf down low. Ball knocked away by Rachel Allard. And it'll be Bedford ball.
I believe that was McKinley getting a hand in there. Good help defense to slide down to prevent that pass. But now Wolf buries a 3 from the corner. Great shot, Grace Wolf.
Took her time, evaluated it, nothing but net.
Squared it up, had plenty of time, and knocked it down.
Bulldogs by 40, under a minute left here in the third. Shot missed there by Allard, Rachel Allard, I have to keep doing. And Bedford got the rebound, the ball knocked away off Bedford. It'll be Alvirne ball underneath their own basket. Bedford leads 50-10. Lila Davis finds the charging Rachel Allard, who makes the layup. Those are her first 2 of the game. 50-12 now the Bulldogs lead.
Little backdoor cut there by Allard. Was able to get free, but looks like she tweaked her knee, so she's going to come to the sideline as Alexis Floyd checks in for her. Don't like to see that. She was wincing in pain as she came over here to the scorer's table.
And for those who are not watching, as McCarthy attempts a shot, probably got fouled, knocked the Alvirne player down. They will say it is the Alvirne ball. It didn't touch anybody, but somewhat questionable. Her arm was grabbed. I'm of the mindset as Bedford leads 50-12, under half a minute left here in the third.
Ooh.
High layup shot by McKinley. That makes it 50-14. The Bulldogs lead by 36. Devlin down low. Great pass to Lana. She makes the bucket. Now Lana's got 12. About 12 seconds left here in the third quarter. Davis, now the ball to Floyd on the near side. Thought about a three and then would have had to shoot it over Lana McCarthy. Deep three taken, missed there by Hartson. And now with about a second left, McDonald's pass intercepted by Hartson, but didn't have a whole lot of awareness of the clock, didn't get a shot off, and the Bulldogs through 24 minutes lead it by 38, 52-14. Where I was going with that is a foul's a foul. And if you tell a player it's okay to grab somebody's arm or grab their shoulder, okay, where does that stop? And if a player is actively trying to commit a foul as a defensive maneuver, then why don't you call it?
Yeah, it really is incumbent upon the officials to make that call, but the defensive player, I'm always defensive minded. I'm going to get away with what I can get away with until
Absolutely.
The referee calls a foul, calls a penalty, calls whatever, depending on what sport you're playing. But you know, there's a game within the game. How much can you do to defend the player, to also push the boundaries of the rules and not get fouls called on you? So, especially with a player like Lana McCarthy, she is dominant down there. She has a distinct size advantage. She's crafty with her left and her right. So players are going to either take flops or they're going to hold, they're going to push, they're going to whack her, and that's the way they're going to have to defend her.
They're doing everything short of jumping on her back at this point.
And honestly, they only have 2 team fouls here through the third quarter. So 1 quarter to play, 2 team fouls in the second half. So for the Broncos, and they've been able to defend Lana McCarthy pretty well.
And we will have a running clock here in the fourth. The Bedford Bulldogs lead by 38, which is more than 35. I learned that in math in high school.
Here we go again. This is Ella Hartson causing some chaos in the backcourt, lingering after that missed shot, trying to get that easy turnover and layup.
Love to see the hustle. Alvirne's 8-8, very scrappy team. And good to see some fight left in the Broncos, trailing 52-14, 7.5 minutes.
A little adjustment I'd like to see on this zone offense where they get it into that foul line. You want that person at the free throw line to be a threat. They have to be a threat to score. So when they turn, they square up. And yes, they're looking for passes, but they also have to be a threat to score. Get that zone defense to collapse and then find your teammates around the perimeter.
Ball stolen there. McKinley, or Adams, I should say. Back the other way is Grogan to break up the pass intended for Alexis Floyd. And it will be Bronco ball underneath. The Bulldogs up 52-14, 6:50 left in the game.
Are you surprised to see Sydney Grogan in the right place at the right time on the defensive end?
Decidedly not. She if this were football, she'd be playing strong safety. Shot taken, missed by McKinley.
Here it is again.
On the layup. And back the other way come the Bulldogs. Stein with it, 6.5 minutes left in the game. The clock continues to run.
There you go. Ava trying to be a threat.
DuBois.
See?
Tried to find King, nothing doing. Ball broken up there. Adams with it, dribbling into the front court. Grogan on defense. Looked like she was trying to draw a charge, but the body control of Adams negated that. She got her first bucket of the game. The Bulldogs lead by 36, 52-16.
Adams saw that open up from when she was at midcourt line. Nobody really closed her space to the basket, so she drove hard, was able to finish with the right hand.
Grogan's air ball no good. Coach Gibbs will take a 30-second timeout, and when play resumes, it'll be Alvirne ball underneath their own basket.
Wholesale substitutions for the Bulldogs, too. We're going to get some very young players in, as Karina Camineni will go in, as well as the aforementioned number 14. We do have a name, Melanie Gibson, will be checking into the game for the Bulldogs, along with Devlin McDonald. It looks like Annie Zink, and I can't quite tell who the fifth player will be quite yet, but again, Coach Gibbs getting some of the younger players some playing time.
I mean, these are players whose dads we have played with and against in the Bedford Men's Basketball League.
Absolutely. I think the last is Grace Wolf that will be out there. Yep, number 12. So
a very young team, 2 making their varsity debuts in Kameneni and Gibson.
You have a 36-point lead with 5.5 to go in the game. It's a great opportunity to get some other players some playing time here.
3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a junior. Ball stolen there by McDonald, and
tough one there.
A foul
Tough
whistled
one there.
quickly. Lana McCarthy says, "You want a foul? That's not a foul."
Annie Zink unfortunately had some foul trouble on Friday night as well, but that's just her first tonight. Quick player, gets her hands in the passing lanes and moves those feet quickly. Hallmarks of great defensive play.
She does the same thing on the soccer field. Ball in, Davis misses the shot. Gibson gets the rebound, tried to get it to Zink, nothing doing. And the clock continues to run. The Bulldogs up 36, 52-16, the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
And you saw right there, the Broncos double-teamed the rebound, and then they were cutting off the outlet pass. So Zink was not open on that outlet pass, and that's what caused that turnover. The pass was deflected, but Zink got a hand on it, created the Bronco basketball. So, you know, kind of a token full-court pressure there, and it caused the turnover for the Broncos.
Programming note, boys basketball Friday the 24th, Salem Blue Devils here at the Bedford High Gym, 7 o'clock at senior night. And then NHIAA playoff coverage begins Tuesday, February 28th. Catch the games locally on Comcast Channel 23 or HD 1072, Bedford 1051, or bedfordtv.com. You can also check out Bedford BCTV social media and the NHCCM sports broadcast schedule for all upcoming games.
Score update from Alvirne. The boys team with just a minute left in the third quarter is ahead by almost 20, 62-43.
Deep 3 by Hartson, misses. Adams on the far side, tried to pass to Hartson, nothing doing, broken up there by Zink. Now McKinley will try to drive, but is fouled there. I don't know. White 4, Karina Kameneni gets the foul. So in her first varsity action, she will not have a trillion. Shot missed there by McKinley, the free throw shot, and she'll have a second chance coming up.
Tough night from the line for the Broncos. 0 for 5 now.
That one also missed. Zink brings the ball into the front court for Bedford. 4.5 minutes remaining in the game. Bulldogs have not scored here in the fourth quarter. Ball to Wolf, now to Zink. Looks around to Kameneni on the near side. Now back to Zink up top. And Devlin McDonald, the elder stateswoman on the court, directing traffic. Now the ball to Gibson. Tried to find Wolf down low, couldn't. And back the other way comes Alvirne. Broncos still playing hard, love to see it. Hartson to Floyd on the near side, guarded by Kameneni.
Bulldogs in man-to-man defense now.
Nice pickup there by Devlin on deep. Deep 3 taken by McKinley is good.
Boom.
And now we got the clock stopping after everything.
5 points for McKinley now.
52-19 the score. Bedford yet to score here in the fourth. Devlin's 3 is good.
She says, hey, watch your mouth there.
She says, I want the clock to continue to run. I got homework. It's Tuesday.
One of those things she said. Maybe she said wet.
Ay, Dios mío. 55-19 Bulldogs. That's the score of the Orange Bowl when USC crushed Oklahoma. You wouldn't know that
Wow.
anymore.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter because the games got forfeited.
There's only one USC fan right here on the call tonight.
Yep.
And that was the Reggie Bush era, I believe.
That was a
because
great
of your
era.
forfeit reference there. I kind of made the connection.
It would be legal now.
Sure
You
would.
can take all the money you wanted now.
Right. Little name, image, likeness. Do
Yep.
any of the Bulldogs have an NIL deal?
No, but they should. And coming back in, the seniors will be. Ball wrestled away by Gibson. Now Zink at
Get in
3. Get in there,
Oh.
Annie. Shot missed. Rebound taken. Adams back the other way. 2.5 minutes left. Floyd's circus layup, no good. Wolf back the other way, finds Devlin on the fast break. She's going to go in and dunk it. I'm just kidding. Layup for Devlin. She's got 5 here in the fourth, and a timeout called.
She thought about it.
Gibbs is going to have a line change. She should have thought about it.
She was measuring her steps, so she's just kind of getting and she just didn't have the right timing, so she just laid it in.
I mean, I get it.
2:28 left. The Bulldogs up big.
57-19, and don't forget, by the way, the Bulldogs at one point were up 9-8. They've outscored Alvirne since that.
Oh,
48-11.
Oh, he got it. Math.
Because
math.
Yep. Ball
There you
stolen
go.
there. Kate Allard, she might dunk it on this one. Nope, she's going to lay it in, does Kate. And the Bulldogs lead 59-19, back to 40 on that lead again. 2:14 left here in the game. Ball kicked far side to Macklin. Bulldogs brought in some seniors now. The only one not a senior, Allard. Dubois, Grogan, Stavropoulos, King rounding out the lineup. And now Grogan's layup, no good. Back the other way comes Alvirne. Adams over to the far side, Floyd to Macklin. Macklin dribbles into the paint. Grogan gets in her way. Macklin gets rid of the ball, but the shot missed by Haley Chrisman. And Bedford will come back the other way. Gibson calls a 30-second, or Gibbs calls a 30-second timeout to bring Gibson in. That's going to be confusing.
Gibbs and Gibson.
Gibbs and Gibson, yes.
Gibbs in for Gibson.
Yes.
Wow.
Gibbs calls timeout to bring Gibson in. Yes. So
Gibbs.
Anyway, there we go. 4 seniors and a callow freshman. Ball over to King on the near side to Stavropoulos. The Bulldogs on top by 40, under a minute and a half left. Clock continuing to run. Dubois, King. King dribbles into the
There you
paint.
go.
Little layup, Olivia King. How do you do?
And her teammates go bananas for her. Great to see.
She's got half a dozen. And now dribbling in is Floyd. And they will say jump ball. It'll be Alvirne ball underneath. I think it's Bedford ball on the jump, but
That was her Dikembe Mutombo moment. No.
Bulldogs on top by 42. The clock is running. Now coming back the other way, Floyd, a deep 3, long. King fighting for the rebound.
Give me that.
Trying to win that battle and tried to throw it off of Macklin. They say it went off of King. The clock will continue to race towards 0 with the Bulldogs up 42.
Good victory here tonight for the Bulldogs as we
Macklin.
close things out.
Macklin inbounds, and Sydney Grogan in her last regular season home game as a Bulldog goes out appropriately with a foul
On the defensive
on
end.
the defensive end.
Gotta love it.
That's how it should be. Macklin to inbound. Got it up top. Adams, far side. Kicked, shot, missed. Nice shot. Left-handed shot by Danny Wimmer. Gets the bucket. Ava Dubois will attempt to dribble, and that'll do it. The Bulldogs wind up winning 61-21. And a lot of smiles down on the court. Bulldogs, the younger ones, happy for the seniors. Sad to see them go. But kind of a jubilant atmosphere here at the Bedford High Gym, Corey.
Especially with such great performances by those seniors. Olivia King, notably, especially in that fourth quarter, she had 8 points on the night, as well as some great rebounds, good defensive play. Congratulations to all 4 of those seniors, Ava Dubois, Sydney Grogan, Anna Stavropoulos, and Olivia King, along with the 2 managers, Sari Stein and Grace Crowder. Great job tonight, great job all season. We look forward to seeing them in the playoffs as seeding shakes out.
Again, the Bulldogs led 9-8. Your final 61-21. Bedford closing out the game on a 52-13 run. And in the middle of all that, a 36-0 run for Bedford. Again, that's the longest to nothing run I've ever seen in a game. I'm sure there have been bigger, but I haven't seen them. So,
quick scoring
I was gonna say,
recap
will you send
here.
us out?
For the Bulldogs, we had Lana McCarthy leading the way with 12, 8 by Olivia King, 11 by Kate Allard, Devlin McDonald with 5, Anna Stavropoulos 3, Grace Wolf 3, Sydney Grogan popped through with 6, Lila Stein had 9 points all in the first half, and Ava DuBois with 4. On the Broncos side, we had Rachel Allard 2, Paige McKinley 5, Julie Adams 2, Jamie O'Connor 3, Ella Hartson 2, Lila Davis 5, and Danny Wimmer with that lefty runner to close things out for the Broncos.
Again, Corey, so Friday night, the girls will go down to Salem, play that. That'll be the last game of the regular season, and then who knows where the seeding shakes out. But regardless, you will see the Bedford Bulldogs in the playoffs come next week in a top-seeded position, barring anything really strange happens against Salem. They will be one of the top 3 seeds in NHIAA Division I, as should the boys as of right now. So with that in mind, we'd like to thank our BCTV crew, Andrew Fenn, Bill Jennings, Harry Kozlowski on the WBNH side, as well as everybody in the Bedford High School Athletic Department for all the help in getting this broadcast together. For my broadcast partner, Corey Munster-Tiger, I'm Lauren Fox. Again, your final, Bedford 61, Alvirne 21. You've been listening to and watching Bedford Bulldogs girls basketball on BCTV and WBNH.